All around, town to town, moving to the sound of the all around, town to town, moving to the sound of the.
Hey guys, what is up? It's Alicia Percy here. If you guys want to learn how to do this makeup look, stay tuned. This is literally the perfect makeup look for a holiday season, for Christmas, any season that you want to show up, show out, but also look natural and not full cake face. Without further ado, let's get into it. You ready? I think he's ready. Okay, first I'm going to put my hair back because I don't want any makeup in my hair. That is not a cute look. And we just want it away from our canvas, should I say. Okay, so before we do any makeup, you always want to have a fresh base, so definitely cleanse your face, put some moisturizer on, and then we're ready. The first product I'm going to be using is the IT Cosmetics CC Cream Color Correcting Full Coverage Cream. I prefer to use this one if I'm not doing like a full face, no concealer. CC Cream is just perfect for a light coverage. That way it just clears the redness that you have and gives it an even complexion. With this as well, you don't need too much. I'm just going to do like half a pump. And don't mind the different color vibes. I am pale and pasty. It is getting into winter, so I haven't had no sun, but we'll make it work. So I'm just gonna boom, 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 boom. Just like that. And we're gonna blend it out with our hands. Nothing too crazy. Make sure as well that you get your eyelids and everything because that preps you for your eyeshadow. Okay guys, now that we have that all blended out, we're gonna go in with my favorite part, concealer, because I have the worst baggy eyes. So my favorite concealer that I like to use is the Hors Labs concealer. It is the Lady Gaga concealer. I love it because it has the serum in it that helps depuff eyes in the morning, so it's perfect if you have puffy eyes. And I am the shade Light Neutral for this one, and I'm Neutral Beige for the CC cream. So with this, depending on how I'm feeling, honestly, I will put one here and then one up here to lift my eyes, and other side too. Now, if I have a few impurities, I'll put some over top, but I think I'm pretty good today. So all I'm gonna do is get a beauty blender like this and blend it out. You're gonna make sure it's damp though, because otherwise it's not gonna blend out as even. Amazing, so now that is all blended out, I'm going in with my cream contour. I prefer doing a cream base at first, especially if you have dry skin in the winter for the holiday season. It just helps blend it out, and that way you don't get dry and like crunchy with it. So I'm gonna go in with my cream bronzer, just like this. This one's actually from Australia. It is Mecca Max Off-Duty Concealer Stick in medium. So with this, I like to lift it up on the top of my cheekbones instead of on it, so I have a lifted face, nice and fresh. I'm gonna start here on the, you don't wanna start too far forward, otherwise it's just gonna take over your whole face. As well, I like to do my jawline, my forehead, and a little bit on my nose. So the trick with concealer, you want to do it in a 3 shape like this, and then with concealer, you want to do it in the opposite 3. That way, it naturally highlights your face like the sun would. So with this one, I'm going to go in with this Sephora brush foundation stick. I love this because it just blends it out really nice and smoothly. I'm just gonna tap it up first to slowly blend it, and then I'm gonna push it away from my face like this, and then I'm gonna go in little circles, just like that. And that way it just looks the most natural it could be, and we're gonna do the same thing on every side. With my forehead, I like to really brush it away into my hairline so it blends nicely, and dab it in like this. With my jawline, you don't wanna have this harsh line, otherwise it doesn't look like you've blended your makeup properly. So with this, I'm just gonna dab it and then brush it slowly and also drag it down to my neck. That way it's not too harsh. Lastly, with my nose, I'm gonna slowly blend it like this, making sure it's all blended out. That way there's no harsh lines. Lastly, for the cream makeup, we're gonna go in with this Rare Beauty blush in shade Hope. So with this, a little goes a long way. So I'm just gonna do one little dab here, a little dab here, and a little bit on the nose, because you want to look peachy and fresh. With this, I'm not going to use a brush. I'm actually going to use the bottom of my beauty blender, and I'm just going to slowly blend it out like this, going up, not down, and I kind of bring it to my temple so it has that natural blush like you would have in the sun. With makeup, you just want to make it look as natural as possible, so however you're going to look in the sun or with contour when you're bronze and all that, best way to be. Okay, next we're gonna focus on our brows before we get into the powder. With my natural makeup, I like to use a tinted brow gel. That way it already looks more natural, and then I just have to touch up with my brow pen. So with this, I'm just going to lift it up slowly. You don't wanna go full blast because then there's a lot of product on the brow. You're just gonna brush it up with your natural hairs, and it should look something like this. Voila. So next we're gonna go in with our powder. This is going to pat everything down. Make sure it doesn't move, because if you're out for a long day with your family or friends, this is gonna hold it down. This is the Laura Mercier translucent powder. It has been my favorite for years. Highly recommend. So usually I still like to use my little pad here to pat it in. A little goes a long way. Again, if you really wanna make that full coverage, you can use a decent amount, but you're just gonna dab it under your eyes and dab it on the places that you feel you get the most oily. So I'm gonna go under my eyes to conceal that, and then I'm gonna go on my other eye, just like this. And then you're gonna focus on your T-zone, so your chin, under your nose, just like that, and then on your nose and forehead. Make sure you pat it in, you don't wipe it, so it doesn't wipe off all your makeup that you've just done. So next is my favorite. We're going in with bronzer. We're gonna bronze this face, look like we just came from the Bahamas. And with this, you don't wanna put too much, again, in. You wanna start out like this, and then slowly bring it in. I like to do the circular motions, and really focus on lifting the face instead of bringing it down. Again, we're just going in all the areas that we did for the cream, just to enhance what we've already done. And also the contour that I like to use is the Arbonne palette. Live by this, I've been using it for multiple years, and it is honestly good. And it also comes with some highlighter and stuff if you want to use that as well. The next thing we're gonna do, second last thing for the face, is blush. I'm using the Laura Mercier in Peach, and I just have some on here, and you're just gonna smile and dap it on the places you feel you want to be extra peachy for today. Now lastly, I'm gonna change it up a little bit. I'm gonna use the Arbonne highlighter, and I just use my Sephora brush, and I'm just gonna highlight the places that I want to shine in the light. So I usually do it near my temple and kind of on my cheek, just like this, a little bit on my nose. Gonna look like Red-Nosed the Reindeer, sparkly version. A little bit under my lip. And then that is it for the face. So the last thing for the brows we're gonna do is we're gonna touch up anything for the brows that looks uneven, and just make sure they look nice and snatched for the look. So with this, I'm just gonna go underneath, brush it kind of like you would with hairs, and any places you want it to look darker and thicker. I like to do it in my arch and just very small strokes to make it look nice and natural. After you've done it, you just wanna brush it out so there's no harsh lines. And as you can see, compared from this one just looks a little bit more defined. Brows are officially done, and what I like to use with this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in shade medium brown. Now the last part that we're gonna do is the eyes. Well, technically not the last part because we'll have lips, but the eyes is what we're gonna focus on. So I'm using today the Better Than Chocolate Too Faced palette. I'm gonna go in with Lick the Bowl, because that's a fun name. And for me, I just think this is such a pretty neutral color, and I'm just gonna go on my crease just like this. Make sure it's all blended out. Nothing too crazy. And make sure you kind of go on a C at the end for that crease look. After that, I'm gonna go in with nice buns, because we love some buns, I guess. I don't know, but we're gonna go in with this. This is the darker shade we're gonna go in because we don't want it too crazy. We wanna look still more natural. So I'm just gonna dab that in. I'm using my crease brush here from Sephora, and I'm just gonna go in the crease here, nothing else, just to blend that out. That's gonna form a nice little shadow here, kind of like a a light smoky eye, we'll say. After this, I'm gonna go in with the Ooey Gooey. It's a nice little sparkly pink up the top, and I'm just gonna put that on my lid here to brighten up and feel nice and bright and feel like sunshine. Now with all of that on my eyes, I'm just gonna fully blend the lid one more time just so it all looks even and blended. And to finish up the shadow, I'm gonna go back in with the nice buns with my smaller brush, with the smudge brush, and just go under my eyes just like this. Now, before mascara, I'm gonna add a little bit of a pop under my eyes, and I'm just gonna put some Super Nude liner on my bottom lash and a little bit darker on the top to give that nice complexion before the mascara. Now with the upper liner, you kind of want to look up and then down so it doesn't hurt your eye, and you're just going to go underneath your lash like this. If it's easier, you can close your eyes a little bit, and that way you can get it nice and even. Also, this is from Charlotte Tilbury. It's one of my favorite liners, and as you can tell, it just gives a nice little complexion to the eyes. Okay guys, last thing for the eyes, we're doing mascara, so I'm just gonna quickly curl my lashes, just like this. And then we are going to apply the Roller Lash by Benefit. This is my favorite mascara ever. And I'm just gonna quickly use a mirror so I can see what I'm doing, and I'm just gonna apply this until I like the length and volume of it, and that'll be done for the eyes. Okay guys, now that the eyes are fully done, the last thing we're gonna do is lips, and I'm gonna spray this bad boy. The ones I like to use a few. I like a nice little ombre look, but today we're gonna go more neutral. We're gonna do Swirl and Devish. So I'm gonna focus on Swirl first. I'm outlining the lips, and we're just gonna trace the lips, simple as that. So now that I've outlined my lips, I'd come in a little bit just to have a nice little ombre look. And then I'm gonna go in with Soar actually, and just go underneath my lip and on the top to really give it that boom. After that, I'm just going in with Devish, and I'm gonna color in the rest of my lips. And to finish off with the lips, we're just gonna put our nice little Fenty Skin in Cherry Treat. And it is the conditioning lip oil, which is my favorite, and we're gonna put it all over our lips. We love it. Now to finish the whole look, let's spray it all in with our Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray by Charlotte Tilbury. And after taking this off, this is the final look. Well guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this very deep, thorough makeup tutorial. You can wear this on holidays, Christmas, anytime you want to show up and show out, but also have kind of natural look. This is always the go-to for me, and it can be the go-to for you. Until next time, I'll see you again.